Okay, breaker broke 2-3. It's August 18th, 2016. It's over 95 degrees here at my house. It's hotter than the hubs of hell outside, so I decided to come in and chill out, so to speak. So anyway, I was looking around and I wanted to show you guys this little AM bass that I have here. It's a little Regency CR142, strictly AM 23 channel bass from about 1975 vintage. This was probably one or two steps from a low-line radio, say for instance like an entry-level bass, like a realistic TRC 30A or something like that. Being this one has a few more features, which makes it a better radio to operate, especially if you lived in the city back then, because of all the line noise and bleed over and just basically man-made noise issues. I generally don't mess around with just straight AM radios, but when I got this, I had to put it on the air and test it out, and I noticed where this radio really shined was the quality of the receive audio. Now, not really the receive characteristics of the actual circuit board or the design of the radio. I'm just talking about overall tonal quality, because it does have a good adjacent channel rejection. It has good selectivity and whatnot. And that's not a problem. But where this radio really shines is the actual overall audio quality, and I believe it's due to a few factors. Obviously, the design of the radio itself, you know, the main printed circuit board, and the rather large forward-firing front speaker. And then it's a really solid chassis and cabinet. The lid seems to be fairly thick, gauge steel. Say not quite as tinny as, say, like maybe a President Washington or a Madison or something like that. This is a little bit thicker gauge, I believe. Anyway, so let's run over some of the features of this radio. So down here we have the PA CB A&L on off, and then the meter control for RF or modulation reading on the signal meter here as far as when you transmit. So like right now we're on RF. It says roughly 3 watts. The bird says about 4. Turn it into modulation mode, and then we have a modulation type meter. And not bad audio, you know, for stock radio. This one's never been touched, just totally stock. Okay, we have the mic gain control, volume control, squelch control, and the delta tune, and of course the rotary channel selector from 1 through 23. So let's take a look inside this puppy. Pretty clean build. There's that awesome speaker. And the little grain of wheat bulbs. Be interesting to replace those with some LEDs maybe. I wonder what blue would look like in there. Pretty clean chassis. I'm looking here on the computer, and we see these things come out around 75, and you can see the CR142, $199. That was some cash back then. And it shares the same circuit board as that CR185. So, of course, as we all know, base stations are nothing but a mobile chassis with a 12-volt power supply and in a bigger cabinet. You can run it on 12 volts. I'm running it on DC. Pretty neat radio. So, like I say, it has really good audio quality, and that's why I'm keeping it in my collection. It's kind of a neat little standby radio. Something interesting on this. On the controls, you know, mic gain obviously fully clockwise is all the way up, where all mic gain should be. We have the volume control, and that's clockwise is higher and counterclockwise is obviously low to off. Okay. But check this out, the squelch. Well, we think it's halfway up, right? No, it wasn't. That actually is fully squelched, and as you come back here, the clockwise position, there it is. Very smooth squelch too. Alright, and then the delta tune. But when I first turned this on, the very first time, you know, I turned the mic gain up all the way, turned the squelch down all the way, you know, delta tune in the middle, set it on a channel, go to turn it on, and I'm like, well, dude, this sucks. There's nothing going on here. And then just for shits and giggles, I started moving them around. I thought, well, maybe, you know, the pots are dirty. And that's the way these run. It's bass backwards, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why they did that, but anyway. All right, so I would recommend this if you're in the market for something like this. It's probably, you know, $5 or $10 radio. I paid $5 for this and a microphone at a swap meet, and I lucked out, I believe. And I think these are going for 10 or 15 maybe on eBay, last few that I've seen go. But anyway, it's a nice little rig. CR142, made by Regency, circa 1975. Thanks for watching. Y'all come back now, yeah?